Hello and welcome to the newspaper review here on TAP TV. Of course, this is where we analyze and dissect trending and catchy headlines every day. My name is Obed Jerry, your host for today. And yes, we are the street of Port Harcourt. As you can see behind me, we are the street of Port Harcourt at the newspaper stand to get reactions of thoughts of people on the streets as regards headlines on the newspapers. Please do well to subscribe, turn on the notification button, connect with us across all our social media platforms so that when we drop videos like this, you get to receive it consecutively. Yes, before we get to hear what people on the streets have to say, let's look into the headlines and know what it's got for us. Well, today, let's look into the Punch newspaper for a start. We could see as headline here reads, Senate to raise customs 5 trillion naira revenue target. Details is found on page 29. Court denies Fubara loyalist bail. Begin terrorism trial Thursday. Details is found on page 17. We could see at the banner story here reads Nigerians seek relief as states get 3.3 trillion naira allocation. Sub-story under that reads protesters lament rising inflation. Governors rally federal government to avert food crisis. States, local government receive 3.3 trillion July to December. Quality of life degenerating. Resident says. Details is found on page 2 and 21 of the Punch newspaper. We could see here it says Naira weakens at parallel market, rises at official window. Details is found on page 26. Navy nabs 9 stowaways. I take that again. Navy nabs 9 stowaways on Spain-bound vessel. Details is found on page 29. Cancer, Biden, Sunak, world leaders sympathize with King Charles. This is found on page 20, and that's all we'll be taking on the Punch newspaper. Moving on, let's look into the Nation's newspaper. We see as headline reads Cross River, Oyo, Kaduna to share $540 million AFDB funds. Details is found on page 4. Edo 2024, 9 PDP aspirants rejects delegates election. I take that again. It says 9 PDP aspirants rejects delegates election. Another sub-story that reads 9 polling officials missing. APC prones aspirants to 4. Details is found on page 4 of the Nation's newspaper. Ex-Niger Delta militant seeks probe of PAP. Anambra community cautions IPOB lawyer Ejiofor. Details is found on page 5. You can see here it says Navy arrests 9 Spain-bound stowaways. Details is found on page 5. Federal government bans sachet alcoholic beverages. Details is found on page 28. You can see at banner story here it says EFCC freezes 3 billion naira traced to Sirika's brother's account. Sub-story under that reads ex-minister's civil servant siblings failed to execute 8.06 billion naira contracts. Details is found on page 2 of the Nation's newspaper. Forex reforms attracting FDIs, says CBN governor. Naira strengthens on Forex outlook. Details is found on page 2. Attack on Rivers Assembly. Court refuses bail for 3 suspects. Details is found also on page 2 of the Nation's newspaper. Bus crushes motorcycles. Passenger to death in Delta. Details is found on page 5. King Charles diagnosed with cancer. Details is found on page 28. And that's all we're taking on the Nation's newspaper. Headlines for today, we'll be looking at the Daily Sun. We could see our headline reads CBB begins verification of public officers. Assets in South. Details is found on page 27. Protests rock Niger over hardship. I take that again. It says protests rock Niger over hardship. Insecurity. Details is found on page 6 and 29. Sub-story under that reads Women, youths block major highways, engage police in fierce battle. Sub-story again under that reads Governor Abba to present Kanu situation report to Tinubu. Labour Party advises president to seek help to fix problems before it gets out of hand. Details is found on page 6 and 29 of the Sun newspaper. NCC sets February deadline to bar unregistered SIMs. Details is found on page 28. Gas explosion in Lagos. 4-year-old girl sees others injured. Sub-story under that reads as fire destroys market property in Lagos. Details is found on page 4. AFCON, Nigeria High Commission to South Africa raises alarm over possible attack. Details is found on page 30. World Congresses were sad over kidnap of 9 electoral offices. Azegbemi Edo PDP chairman. Details is found on page 4. Gunmen abduct passengers of 2 Abuja-bound buses in Kogi, demand 15 million naira. Details found on page 28. Alleged terrorism. Court refuses to grant Governor Fubara's loyalist bail. Details found on page 4. EFCC arrests church leader over alleged 1.3 billion naira fake grants, money laundering. This details is found on page 4. And that's all we're taking on the Daily Sun newspaper. Now let's get to hear what people have to say as regards this headline on the papers.
Good morning, my brother.
I'd like your thoughts on the Daily Sun newspaper that says gas explosion in Lagos, 4-year-old girl, 6 others injured.
Brother, this one really is very painful because in those days when we were growing up, the government established a private place for where people build their gas plant and also make a secure environment for people. Exactly. But these days, you see them approving even the area that they know that people are living there, the resident area where people are living, they will just approve it to people, and by so doing that, it causes so danger in the life of people. So I don't think, and if anything happens like this, the government should also make a penalty where people can be sanctioned. Exactly. I think that's my take.
And they need to investigate more.
Yes, of the issues, yes.
And then from another angle, it looks like these persons that own these gas plants are not professional enough.
Yes, truly. Like I have one close to my house, and he has not. There's what we call prevention measures. He has not put things in order where people, in case of fire outbreak, you can call on so no fire extinguisher. They just allocate that place to that man without any proper prevention measures.
Now, what's your suggestion on these persons that are injured? Now, what should happen to them? Remember, they are children of people. They are people's children and people's children.
Yeah, I think government should take care of them because we are living in a failed state. If we have a functioning government, I think it will prevent all these things. So government should take responsibility of that.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
God bless you.
Nice one, sir.
Morning, my brother.
I would like your thoughts on the Punch newspaper that is talking about this electricity grid issue.
The electricity is terrible. It's very, very terrible. When Buhari was there, we were told that they are generating over 3,000 megawatts. Later last week or thereabout, they say now it's 59. That the national grid is collapsing every moment. So I don't know the type of country we are. Things are in a terrible mess. People surrounding Tinubu should tell him the truth. All those praise singers and the lawyer boys surrounding him should tell him the truth that the country is terribly bad. I don't know whether the military, they are dead in this country. They should do something decisively.
But we know that this grid issue of the light it needs maintenance and it needs resources too. And you know Nigeria is
resources we are supplying other countries. Why we cannot supply ourselves? We are giving to other countries. Why in your home there's no light? There's nothing we can do. Look at buying one ice block, 700 naira. What does that show? The woman even told me that he's going to close the factory because he cannot run generator to raise ice blocks. People are fighting here this morning because of ice block. They said buying one ice block, 700 naira. The country has never been in like this. It's in a terrible mess. We never had this so bad. Buhari should do something. If he's not ready to work, he should quit that seat and let the military do something decisively.
Now the
military are dead.
Now this boils down to the time when Tinubu came up to remove subsidy, assuming he didn't remove that subsidy.
See, Tinubu, I don't know what is actually wrong with him. On his inauguration, the first thank you he did to Nigerians was to remove the subsidy. The subsidy turned the country upside down. All the money he has been making from the subsidy, where is it? How is he utilizing it? He said he's going to bring a vehicle that will be generated by gas. Where are they? Look at the Nigerian Labour Congress. They are dead. They can't do anything because they used to influence them with money. So when they see the right thing, they can never do it. So instead of when good luck was there, you see what they did. Now, power pressure group, the Nigerian Labour Congress is dead. The student union, they are dead.
But that Labour Congress, from another angle, Joe Ajero has been trying.
Joe Ajero has been political. He has been political. You see, the Labour Congress should not side any political party, because people are looking upon them to give pressure on the government. But when they come, they give them money. How can you go and be staging demonstration when election is 1 week in a state? What do you want? You should even thank him, God, that he came alive from that Imo state. They should have dealt with him so that others will learn a big lesson from his attitude.
Now we know that electricity is part of the challenges that Nigeria is facing. Insecurity is part of it too, and inflation. But you know, it's not something that we know deep down. It's not something that we can tackle everything at once because it didn't start today.
Insecurity is getting worse and worse. Starvation is terrible. We never had it so bad, so rough in this country. Like now that Tinubu is there, he says he's going to do this when he was Lagos governor. It's a product of a market woman. Where is it? We want to see evidence. We want to see examples. The product of a market woman, we are suffering everybody in the land. It's terribly bad.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother. God bless you.
Sir.
Good morning.
I would like your thoughts on the punching paper that says Nigeria is seeking relief as states get 3.3 trillion naira allocations.
How can we seek relief when an individual has more than 100 billion in his account? Even if we seek relief, how will you know that this money will return to the bank and be used to pay pensioners, contractors, civil servants? When the federal government is agitating to pay 45,000 naira minimum wage, state governors are agitating that they cannot pay.
And they don't want to even accept the look of things.
Yes, they don't want to pay, accept. While national wardrobe allowances runs to multi-millions of naira.
For both senators,
ministers, and all whatnot. How can we survive? Seeking relief is not the problem, but how do we implement it? The government should should reduce the cost of governance. And before anything can be done, I was talking to a journalist the other day. Said, look, all those in governance, both
revive your body, make your entire body welcome back.
Right from Obasanjo, 1999, every one of them should be called
Infection don't chop
to give Nigerian 2 billion from their account.
From what's the aim?
The aim to increase revenue from the money they have stolen, from the billion they have stolen from the national treasury. They should refund money. They should mail to refund money. The president should start it. President should refund, give Nigerian 10 billion. Governors now should be made to refund 1 billion naira each. Senators 2 billion. 2 billion. Those who stole the money should be made to bring it back home for us to survive. Although seeking relief is not the problem. There is money in Nigeria, there's what in Nigeria.
Exactly.
Our crude oil are being stolen by big men. Those in authority, they use the armed forces and the police to guide them. They take it abroad and refine it and show to us at expensive prices. That's why we are buying fuel. All attempts to put the refineries to be functioning have been falling. Because if the refineries are functioning, who will buy their own from abroad? So unless these things are put in place, nothing will happen. Relief will not yield any fruit. Relief will not yield any fruit. Look at coppers, for example. What can 33,000 naira do? Coppers, the allowances should be raised up to 45,000, even 50,000. Let that be a sacrifice for the leaders of tomorrow. And then the old school in politics should be retired.
Exactly.
Anybody above 60 years, from 60 years up should be retired from governance and politics. So far as Africa is concerned, they are corrupt. They are corrupt. Our president should not be more than 45 years of age. So that is all I want to say.
Now, from another angle, if let's say they want to implement this suggestion that you made that they should bring 2 billion each, depends on their position in governance. Now, how sure are we that they will use this same money judiciously?
Yes, a committee should be appointed to be hated by somebody that is not in governance, that is not in government. A committee should be appointed that will be transparent, and they will know what recommendation should be made on how to use the money, how to share it, and state governors should be prepared to give account of every allocation given to them. State governors, senators should be able to account for district fund given to them for district projects. National assemblies also should be made to give account of every money collected from their local governments. And governors should be made to give account of local government allocation they stole without giving to the local government chairman to execute it for the people. A committee should be appointed if all this money are being recovered to take care of the money and how to utilize it. So that is all.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. This is where we come to the end of the program for today. Yes, you've heard what people on the streets have to say. Please, if you have any counter opinion, please do well to slide to our comment section and drop your comments in the comment section. And if you've not subscribed yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. Please subscribe, turn on the notification button, follow us across all our social media platforms so that when we drop videos like this, you get to receive it consecutively. Yes, my name is Obed Jerry, your host for today, and this has been the newspaper review here on TAF TV. Thank you.